Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our third Nama podcast. We are here today with a very distinguished guest, someone that I'm very, very excited to share with all of you. For this session, we have Mr. Makoto Wada, the director of International Disability Inclusion Team, all the way from Nippon Foundation in Japan. We are going to explore the ideas of what has Nippon Foundation has been doing for the past 60 years, since 1962. Whether it's education, whether it's disaster work, climate, Nippon Foundation is one of the biggest, or not the biggest, foundation, grant maker foundation in Japan, or I could say in the world as well. So there's a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to unpack together. So together, let's welcome Mr. Makoto Wada to our podcast. Welcome, Mr. Makoto.
Yes, thank you very much. And my name is Makoto Wada from the Nippon Foundation. Thank you very much for having me and providing me such a good opportunity for me.
We're very, very much happy, Mr. Makoto. As you know, we met first time in August last year at the Hasna Forum.
Yes.
So shout out to Hasna for bringing us together. Mr. Makoto, we know what Nippon Foundation is. We know the impact it has done. We know the reach, right? But I wanted to know the people running this foundation, because sometimes a foundation or institution is the soul is the people that running it, right? So Mr. Makoto, yes, Nippon is huge, but we want to know how or what in your journey, Mr. Makoto, that brought you and made you align with the impacts of what Nippon Foundation is trying to do, as well as what drew you into the global disability inclusion field, Mr. Makoto. Maybe you could share.
I see. Then let me first start with a brief introduction
Yes.
of the Nippon Foundation
Sure.
and our responsibility and the roles in Japan and in all over the world.
Mm.
And then, the Nippon Foundation was, founded in 1962. And since then, our main role is about to provide support for the non-profit organizations, mainly in Japan. But, we expand our roles and responsibility, not only in Japan, but also in all over the world. Mainly our department focus is about Southeast Asia and for the people with the disabilities. About 1.5 billion population all over the world have some sort of disabilities. So just our society, our economy, we cannot ignore the people with a disability anymore. It's they are a part of our community and our society, and but they don't have much opportunities to being a part of the society yet. So our main focus in our team is focusing on the people with a disability to become our society and our community.
Mr. Makoto, definitely, I think this global inclusion is something that is very important. It does take education, actually. Although the human essence of mercy and compassion exists, but sometimes education is needed for people to know how to manage and to actually be inclusive, right? How do we do that? Mr. Makoto, how does Nippon Foundation implement this global inclusion? What are the programs that Nippon Foundation does?
Thank you very much. We have had many projects, and we are still having another good projects. But our main focus is, as I said, human resource development.
Okay.
Mainly for providing a scholarship for the people with disabilities through the non-profit organization. As I said, the Nippon Foundation is a grant-making foundation. We cannot provide the scholarship to each individual. We provide a scholarship through the non-profit organization, like through the hub. That's how the grant making foundation works. And so we have some sort of criteria, and we work to provide fund for the people with disabilities with passion. We have passion. We have well talented academic skill, so that they can make impact to their own communities.
I think, Mr. Makoto, the approach that Nippon Foundation is approaching definitely is institutional grants in a way, right? So we know that we met in Malaysia, so we do know that you have programs in Malaysia giving scholarships to the disability scholarships, whether it's bachelor's, also postgraduate as well. And I think this is definitely very important. And Mr. Makoto, how do you think Nippon Foundation, I think what's interesting I think we would like to share to our viewers is that how does an intention to benefit a society does not just last 1, 2, or maybe the first 100 handouts. Why grants? You know, why not just give Nippon Foundation directly give to the students? Why the concept of institutional grants?
I see. It's good question. Good question. My answer to that question might not be the right answer, but this is how I think, or at least the Nippon Foundation or team thinks. Yes, it takes a long time and it takes a lot of cost to, further human resource development. But I think the key to solve the social issues, not only with the disabilities community, but it's all about the human resources. It's all about the people. People can solve the problem.
Yes,
and especially for the we just want to expect the people with disabilities their own the power and the will and the passion. They can solve the problems for their another generation.
Yep,
that's how I believe. That's how the human resources the key for the sustainable sustainable support for their own community.
Change and support,
Changes,
right?
Yes,
I think definitely Nippon Foundation, sometimes when we go for individuals, it might limit our reach as well, right? But when we work with institution, the institution have local know-how and local partners,
That's
right?
That's
And can really select the best talented one that can really make and become change makers, right? Mr. Makoto, I think one part as well I think will be interesting to know is that how does Nippon Foundation sustain itself? How does Nippon Foundation be able to last 60 years? Right? That's amazing. How does Nippon Foundation?
In terms of like a financial terms of perspective, the Nippon Foundation, our fund is from the public racing, boat racing. It's like it's legislated, and the gambling is prohibited in Japan, basically. But it is allowed if the some part of the revenue gambling goes to the public goods. That's how the motorboat racing is allowed, and some revenues comes to the Nippon Foundation to provide fund for the NPOs and provide scholarship for the people with disabilities, and motorboat racing is lasting for more than 60 years. But that's only for the public, like a founding perspective. But as for the institutional perspective, the Nippon Foundation, as I mentioned, is basically based in Japan, and we have only one branch in Myanmar. But our roles and the responsibility grows for the last 6 years. We have a project in Africa, African agriculture. We have project in Europe for the Japanese culture exchange. We have many projects all over the world. That's how the Nippon Foundation becomes the necessity of the society, to sustain ourselves.
I think quite interestingly as well is that this concept of sustainable development or sustainable change is definitely something aligned, right, with Nama Foundation and Nippon Foundation. One of Nama Foundation's ideas is based on the Wakaf model, right, which is it's long term. It lasts for very some last centuries, right?
Sure.
And I think this concept of far-reaching impact and building institutional grants is definitely the way ahead. For Nippon Foundation, Mr. Makoto, especially in the current program team that you're in, Global Disability Inclusion, I also know that you do have in IT access, you use IT as well to have this impact. Are there any success stories, Mr. Makoto, that you could share with us on what your team specifically has made impact on, whether in any region it is?
Yeah, it's good question. It may take a few minutes for me to think about it. We have many projects going on, but I would say the we have good impacts on the deaf community actually.
Okay. Yes.
The people with the hearing issues, the challenges, and we established a the school. I mean the higher education school for the deaf communities in Vietnam, in Philippines, and we just started in the Laos Republic, and people with the hearing issues have very difficult to actually to study because they cannot hear,
Yes.
they cannot learn, so they cannot go to school. But we established the schools in Vietnam at first, with the association with the Donna University. We established schools in the Donna University. We hand over it to the Donna universities, and in Philippines we did the same way. We established like a model for the people with other hearing issues, and the government or the university accept that system, and they keep. I think they keep going in. So I would say for the 20 years ago, I assume that not many people with the hearing issues have gone to the university, but now the Nippon Foundation have a pathway, have established a pathway to study to high school to university. Then I think as far as I know, at least a few dozens of the students with their hearing challenges can go to school. Yeah, can get a bachelor's degrees, even if the Nippon Foundation does not fund anymore.
Because I do know in Asia you've set up a lot of first bilingual deaf schools, right?
Exactly. Yes.
I think the impact has been thousands. How do you integrate IT into it, and how do you what aspect of IT do you integrate it that helps the deaf students?
I would say especially for the like in terms of the IT, I assume that how to say the
because I think I think
sorry. I was thinking about. I think it's the Nippon Foundation the project is already completed. Have founded with the Hong Kong bilingual university. They did some research on the dictionary for the bilingual language, sign language. They use that for the dictionary to the other countries. I think that's one of the how to say the achievement of using the ITs. They can use it online,
in their own language, online as well.
Online language, yes.
Because I think, of course, you started in the year 2000 in Vietnam, right? And then you opened up to Laos and Philippines slowly. And having this bilingual, I think, is definitely increases a lot of access. In terms of this, I think, Mr. Makoto, what we wanted to know as well is that, like we hear a lot of stories about Nippon from you just now. Maybe you want to add a bit of a human element to it, right? Is that in your years with Nippon, is there any specific stories that shifted or impacted you a lot? Any stories, whether on the ground? Because I know that Nippon approach as well is both. You are a grant, but also you're on site as well, right? That's one of the pillars of Nippon. So is there any stories that you'd like to share that is memorable or impactful for you?
Wow, I see. Thank you very much. I mean, I've been in the Nippon Foundation for like 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and I was in a different department. But when I came to this, before coming to this inclusion team, I was in different department.
Okay.
It's totally not related with inclusion, but I had exchanged some emails with a travel agency.
Okay.
And only that travel agencies, but I didn't know, but the travel agency, she had a disability, physical disabilities, but I didn't know because exchange only exchange email and phone calls. So I didn't realize that. But and after I think it's like 6 months later or so, her colleague told me that she had a physical disability. But it's totally, it's not related to their business. It's how to say,
The work is not affected at all.
Affected at all.
Quality.
Quality and everything. So at that time, I was really surprised to
Find that out.
and also I was a little bit ashamed myself because I thought that my thinking was even if she had a disability, she could do the same. But I think the way I was thinking was wrong. It's not even if. It's the same. It doesn't matter whether she has a physical disability or hearing disability, mental disability, as long as she can do the same, exchange email, making a phone call. That's the how to say. That's actually changed my mind to see the people with disabilities.
I think definitely I would say a similar situation, not in terms of work, but when I was a student, right? Those kind of things happen. I think when we realize that, we see that access opportunities should be given to them, right?
Exactly.
Access opportunities for education to be that good,
Sure.
and then to be in a position that they can give impact and contribute as well, right? And I think what Nippon Foundation specifically is doing in your department specifically is to do exactly that, to ensure that they're able to be given the basic education as well as the higher education, whether it's postgraduate, and then to direct them to the contribution aspect, which is the work aspect, right? Mr. Makoto, we are very privileged to be hearing all this from you, and I think one of the things that we also want from you is that the listeners will be our students, will be our NGOs, right? Do you have any advice as a concluding or as a final to give to them, whether it is on a personal note in terms of any, or it could be in terms of disability inclusion?
I see. Thank you very much. Yes, I have actually 2 comments about that. The first one is about the network among the grant-making foundations.
Okay.
I mean, there are many grant-making foundations in Asia, and the Nippon Foundation is one of them, and the Nama Foundation is also one of them. But I think in order to amplify our works, our activities, our project, I think we need a grant-making foundation need more network, exchanging information. We do almost the same project, and I think we can share many knowledges and experiences to amplify our social impact. That's one thing. And another comment about the people with disabilities, things like that. As I mentioned, 1.5 billion population on the earth have some sorts of disabilities, and disability is not marginal. It's not marginalized community anymore. I think the opportunity might be limited as of now, but it's like it's like a global trend. I say maybe 200 years ago, if the people have some nearsighted cannot do the job, but if they have a pair of glasses, lenses, and surgery, they can do the same. It's the same thing as the people with disabilities, and technology is developing day by day, and we have ITs and computers, things like that. So I think the Nippon Foundation roles and the other grant-making foundation can support them to become being a part of the society, economy.
And I think Mr. Makoto definitely made these efforts done by your team at Nippon really becomes like not just creating change makers, but also to educate other institutions, other CSOs or NGOs, or even the society, that not only do we give education or upskilling to the disability, but also for people to know that the disability does not affect their access to opportunities. And I think may that efforts you done be be eased and may amplify more, and hopefully this can be a start for us as well,
Sure,
for
definitely.
Nippon Foundation and for Nama Foundation
Yes.
to work together to help in
Uh-huh.
this, especially in access to higher education for this. So thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you
Makoto.
very much for having me.
We're very much happy to have you, and hopefully we will see you more and more again.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you,
Makoto.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.